What's going on, everyone? On this Friday evening, we're doing a live weather update, and we've got a special guest here that will be joining us very, very shortly. But I wanted to provide a detailed update. We actually had an abbreviated 10 o'clock newscast, high school football, gearing you up for game day. But let's talk about this severe weather potential. And I know a lot of people have outdoor plans, outdoor activities. We're letting people join on the stream. So let's give you the very latest on this severe weather threat. And I know a lot of people are asking about tornado potential. We'll go through all of it. We also have some sneak peeks of some of the things that we're adding to this stream, spicing it up, making it a little bit better. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on our newest meteorologist, Davion Huggins. What's going on, Davion? How you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, man. So, Davion coming from North Carolina. So, welcome to the team, my man.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Now, you had your parents in town. Now, tell us who was all taking the tour here at the TV
Oh
station.
yes. So it was my mother, my father, and my older brother. We all came toward KNWA. Glad to see it. Arkansas is beautiful. I love the Ozarks. The campus of Arkansas is nice as well. So very glad to be here.
Well, we're super excited to have you. So yeah, welcome. We've got the new. It looks like you got some fans here too. So I know some of these people that you might know. We're gonna scroll kind of through some of the comments. Here's someone right here, Titanic swimming coach. Do you know this guy?
Not off the name, but I did send the link. So
yeah, he's saying, "Go Davion! Look at this, cold front." Not a cold front, but a cold front.
Yeah, meteorologist Grant Cole. He's from
Flourish.
Yep.
And finally, one more here. How about Jordan?
Yes, that's my brother.
That's my brother. Live in Atlanta. All right. Well, welcome. For those that are watching our stream for the first time, my name is Dan Scoff, Chief Meteorologist of KNWA Fox 24. We also have KXNW. So we've got actually 3 TV stations here. Got our new weather lab. You got to tour that. But tell us a little bit about yourself before we dive into this severe weather threat, Davion. How'd you got started into meteorology? And if we have some time, we'll let people ask some questions about you.
Okay, sounds cool. I got started, like most meteorologists, very young age. I think on the way to New York on a road trip with my family, we actually had to pull over because we saw a funnel cloud, and I could see the nervousness in my mom and how it was just very tense. But me, I was mesmerized. I was ready. I was ready to just take on it. And ever since then, I was stuck watching Storm Chasers and Jim Cantori on the Weather Channel when all my friends were watching Cartoon Network. Yeah, I did things like that. I used to have this little laminated map that I would stare at, and I would pretend that the light above me was the storms trekking across the country. So it was pretty cool. And I used to try to forecast that. Stand in front of the TV as well. So I got into it at a pretty young age, and then from there I stuck with it throughout middle school and high school, and college, of course. So I went to North Carolina A&T, where I got my bachelor's degree in meteorology and atmospheric science, and then I went back the very next semester and started my master's and got that in physics. So it's been a long journey, but I'm glad I got through it.
We got a bright one, man. We got a right one. Look at this one right here. KNWA got a real one. Yeah, there you go. He's got the drip too. Doug was wearing some pretty wild a pretty wild suit tonight. Had the leather on the lapels, and then it had some of the velvet red. So it's pretty sweet. All right, here's the deal, man. Let's dive into this severe weather threat. I see we've got some people joining on, and they're like, "Well, wait, they're just talking. This is just a podcast." No. We're going to dive on into it. We're going to take a look at everything. So, Davion, we're going to keep you on in the background. If you got anything to say, just kind of chime in. I think this Arkansas game is going to be some serious trouble, man.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough around kickoff time. It really is.
You got that. Now I see you got Aggies on your shirt, but that's not the Texas A&M Aggies.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't do that to the new area. I wouldn't do that to Arkansas.
That would be a bad move.
Yeah, that would be a bad move.
All right, so let's take a look here. We're going to bring this up. We're going to take a look at the surface map, the current surface map. This is what we've got going on for the current surface map. So Clearly, frontal boundary is about to move in. That frontal boundary is going to be impacting us as we go in throughout the day tomorrow. And Davion, there's already some development trying to occur. Now, keep in mind, models were a little slow on this. Look at this. Already some
Right.
lightning, too. Yeah,
Just south of Bristol.
there it is, just south of Bristow. You got some lightning, and then that's southwest of Tulsa. And the way these are moving, man, they may be in here by about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Look at that; they are cooking. So there's some pretty fast motion, and I know it's very isolated, but I'll tell you, there's going to be a lot more where that came from.
Oh
So let's
yeah.
take a look as we move in a little closer. You can start to see a little bit of that energy. And here's the thing that I've been saying, Davion, all evening, all week, to be honest with you, is that we're going to see more energy than the models are going to pick up on. And so that's going
Definitely.
to be an issue
Definitely.
in terms of the amount of thunderstorms that are predicted by the computer models. So here's that severe weather risk. You're like, I can't see that. That's a little small. Just matches your polo there, Dave.
Not really.
You got a slight risk polo right there, a level 2 out
Like
of
Rick
5.
Polo.
And, I will say this: I don't think the tornado threat is looking as great as it did a couple of days ago. I think there will be some potential, but I really think a lot of storms will limit some of that surface-based instability throughout the late morning into the afternoon. And so it's still there. Believe me, we're not going to let our guard down. I just don't think that's the primary threat with these storms. This is
Yeah,
not
I
going to be
agree.
a tornado outbreak unless something drastically changes. But Davion agrees. And in fact, here you go, looking at the severe weather risk. It's a low end severe weather risk as that threat continues to move eastward, eastern sections of northwest Arkansas. And we showed the reason. We're going to go through the ingredients again. If you missed it, we got a lot more people on the stream. And as we go through, we're going to get some of the comments on here too. How about this? Wes Shirley. This guy knows how to throw a tailgate, man. I know you go hard, man. I know you go hard, but if there's lightning, Wes, just be careful, man. I know
Oh
where you
man.
tailgate. You're right underneath some trees. You're going to have to watch out because I'll tell you, you'll see the radar and you'll be like, oh my goodness, that's pretty wicked. So, speaking of the radar and the future radar, let's get to it. Let's show you what we've got. So, the Hamptons, though, that is the ultimate tailgate. They have a kegerator that looks like Old Main. Now, Old Main, Davion, is that building that is essentially that you can see from the university everywhere. It's a
Okay. Okay.
beautiful. It's got the two towers, and they got a kegerator that looks just like Old Main. And
Oh wow.
and and let's just say the flavorful beverage pours right out of the tailgating is going to be an issue, though. So, Wes, I would be careful, and everybody else that's tailgating. So, we're going back to the radar. Now, this is the newest model. Look at that, 5 a.m. Already some thunderstorms starting to pop up. We'll zoom in on those, and you'll get to see. This is the HRRR model. And what are some things, Davion, that you've been looking at these models too? What are some things that you noticed as you're watching?
I'm noticing that there's kind of going to be maybe a morning threat of some showers and maybe a couple rumbles of thunder
Yep,
before the main event, which would be around our kickoff time. That's
I
what I'm
would
noticing.
agree. Yeah. Another thing I'm noticing, and I don't know if you agree with this, but I'm seeing some training potential for the round in the late morning. So I think there's an early morning round before sunrise. I think there's another round late morning. There's going to be multiple rounds of storms.
Yes.
And now look at that. Oh,
Just
man. That's just an
that's
explosion of thunderstorms, but for good reason. There is a whole lot of energy coming in.
yeah, there is a lot of instability.
Look at Jeremy saying Aggie pride.
Aggie pride.
Now, is that Aggie Pride in North Carolina?
Yes, yes, that would be Aggie pride in North Carolina from North Carolina A&T State University. We
Nice.
are not rooting for Texas A&M, I promise.
That's right. So, by the way, we got this right here. This is what Tiffany is saying. Yep, we've got Davion. He's on here. He's on the live stream. He's learning all about this, how we do this thing, how we do this, and we got a great time for this. You're going to get
Right.
to see what Arkansas weather can do, which is get pretty stormy sometimes, for
Yeah, I
sure.
see.
So this is a great question. Gabriel says, "Is there any way they could push the game back a couple of hours?" That's probably what's going to happen, to be honest with you. I think
Yeah.
the game starting at 2:30. If I was a betting man, which sometimes I am, I I would go all in before the flop, essentially. If you're a poker player, before I even see my cards, I'm going all in on the next hand to be dealt. Meaning, I don't think this game starts at 2:30. I would be shocked if it does, because let's go back to this, and we'll go back to this future radar. So here is this training that's occurring. That's already some really heavy rain, and then look at what happens at 1 o'clock. The line starts moving through. Now, this is when the greatest severe weather potential will be, when the bulk of the energy moves in. And by the way, every single square inch of the area is going to see rain. And then you can see those storms cranking up and continuing to crank up. Look at that. That's 2 o'clock.
Oof,
That is right there where you really need to be concerned. Not
definitely.
for the Razorback game, but there's also some craft fairs. I don't know if you're a big craft fair person. Me personally, I love going to them. They're awesome. But tomorrow, not an awesome time to go to the craft fairs. And there's a lot of outdoor exhibits and outdoor booths. Big time trouble, as these storms are going to produce some strong winds. Now, I'm not saying a tornado is going to come through Northwest Arkansas, but I am saying that thunderstorms are going to be likely. And right on cue, Jonathan asked about the Fort Smith area tomorrow. I mean, we got storms coming into Fort Smith too. So,
Oh,
I mean, it's every single square inch of the area is getting storms and severe weather of some kind. Now, the lightning threat will be dissipating somewhat, not entirely, but somewhat after this line comes through. And it might look like, oh, great, there's a break, there's no more rain or storms, but I don't think
nope.
that's the case. This back edge of the energy is going to be pretty intense. So that's
Yeah,
something. Did you want to add something, Davion? You were going to
yeah,
say,
that you mentioned training. So now I'm starting to be concerned about maybe some flash flooding threats with these
right.
training thunderstorms, especially with a 1-2 punch like this.
Yep, you're right. So there we go. As we go into Saturday, there's those showers and storms that are popping up. And look at that. That's more energy now. You think it's over, but guess what? We actually have the upper level low that's coming overhead, and that's probably going to produce additional rain. Now, this won't be severe. It might have occasional, what we call, and this is the wicked stuff, by the way. I call it stratiform lightning. Now, stratiform lightning. It's where you get, first of all, models don't really handle, the back edge of these thunderstorms very well, and it doesn't get that thunderstorm development on the back edge of the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So as we're looking at that, the back edge of the line, even though it's not raining as heavy and it's not storming as much, you can get some incredible cloud to ground lightning strikes on the backside of that. Sometimes these bolts occur, tens of miles away from the actual core of the storm.
yep. That's why
Yeah, you're
it's
gonna get to
important when
see some
thunder
right.
roars, we go
Oh yeah.
indoors. And
What's the
that's why we
best?
don't think that way the next day.
What's the best lightning show you've ever seen? Beyond.
I would have to say when I went down to Florida,
Oh
we
yeah.
had a I had a track meet. I had a track meet in Gainesville, Florida, and it stormed very bad on the very first day of our meet, and it essentially got delayed and moved to the next day. But I've never seen lightning in different colors until I went down into Florida. That
Okay.
was very different.
We get some amble. Have you seen amble crawlers a
Oh
lot?
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we get amble crawlers. We get, as people call it, spider lightning, sheet lightning. We get all that stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some stratiform lightning that's on the backside of this system. That's why we got to be very, very careful.
definitely.
Yeah, good question here, Mason. What did you run in track? What did
Oh
you
yeah,
run
so I
in track?
ran the 200 meters. I ran the 400 meters, and I was actually our 4x4 was the reason I was at this track meet I'm referring to was the Florida Relays, and our 4x4 we competed there, and we were from North Carolina, but of course we competed in Florida, and we were ranked. I think we got second in the state that year. We were state runner-ups. We lost to East Meck High School, unfortunately. Yeah, they were rolling. I think they had a guy on their team that he was able to run 46 in high school in the 400.
What?
Yeah, so
That's fast.
yeah, he was rolling.
Bro, I'm running on the treadmill going like 20-minute 5Ks, and I'm dying thinking that's amazing. It's like 13:30. I'm like, wow. Treadmill goes that fast. I don't even think you can run that fast. And I know the treadmill running, it's not the same as real running. I get it. I
I
know,
respect it.
but
Running
yeah.
is running to me.
Well, that's true. That's true. Got to stay swole, right, man?
Got to.
Got to stay swole. Zach Gilday, our previous meteorologist, who, if you're wondering where he went to Knoxville. He's loving his job there. I'm about to see him in a week. You know, like a week from today, I'm going to be at the Emmys, and we'll see if we can bring an Emmy home, or maybe two or three for
Oh
the
yeah.
station. That would be epic. But enough of that. Let's get back to the forecast. As you know, all these models, man, they're just showing thunderstorms like crazy. Now, the rain is going to be moving out, and then look at this cooler weather, man. You want fall? Oh, it's coming. Sunday is going to feel amazing. And I don't think the leaves are going to all fly off the trees, so we're good with that. Yeah, here's a good question on this, Abby. And Abby, just to let you know, lightning does not have an E when you spell it. I always love to give my little public service announcement. Lightning is spelled L-I, at least the lightning we're talking about with thunderstorms, Lightning. Believe me, I learn something new every day. I'm just letting you guys know. And maybe if I tell enough people everywhere that they won't spell it, you know, with an E. Do you know what the lightning with an E actually means, Davion?
I do not.
Okay. I didn't know either until I looked it up. And so I just like showing this. Let's see if I can bring it up here. Here you go. So here is lightning with an N. You know, lightning is what we got. But lightening is a drop in the level of the uterus during the last weeks of pregnancy as the head of the fetus engages in the pelvis.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Similar words, and they are not similar in meaning.
And it's all just because of an E. And I'm not calling you out. I'm sorry, but I just gotta let you know, Abby. But going back to your question, which is a real legit one, you know, what causes the different colors in the lightning? Do you know, Davion?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. So I know usually distance can kind of create. You can kind of perceive different colors with distance as the lightning starts to break down into different colors. Dust and things of that nature in the atmosphere can also cause you to perceive a different color, as well as the temperature. Usually, the hottest bolts they kind of give off a bluish or a whitish tone. So I think those factors can perceive what color of lightning you're seeing. And I tell you, I haven't seen it since. I don't see it that much in North Carolina, if at all. But when I was in Florida, that was my first time seeing yellow, blue, orange, and I was just like, "Is the world ending? Like, yeah, what's going on?"
You're just blown away.
Yeah.
Now, lightning, that's true. You're lightening a color or making it less heavy, less dark, less serious. So, you know, it has multiple meanings. But if you're talking about lightning, about this, the wizard that's casting the spells, if it's Raiden, it's going to be white lightning. Do you ever play Mortal Kombat at all?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that's a good game. So, all right, back to this. I digress, man. That was a big, huge, let's just say, distraction right there. But hey, but it's fun. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here for this future track model. And remember, this one was showing storms moving out pretty quickly, and now this is called the graph model. And Davey, on the graph model, I'll have to bring this up full so we can see it. Okay. And you can see this firsthand right here. The graph model shows quite a bit of storms popping up late morning into the afternoon. I think storms are going to be very likely. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, I bet my life that there will be storms in the area tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely. And then look, this kinda sticks it around a little bit longer, see that? But it
yeah,
does kick all this stuff out as far as a severe weather threat, out of our entire coverage area by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then you see the upper level low moving overhead, and then there's those showers that will
yep.
linger backside of the system, and then the clouds clear out and the winds pick up. On the backside of that system, the winds are going
Oh
to
yeah.
pick up in a major
Mm,
way. So that's that one, and then let's look at the 3 kilometer graph. And Davion, you got some other models too. I mean, there's other cam models as well that we'll check out. But
okay.
here we've got the 3 kilometer NAM, which may or may not be correct. Probably not correct. That's why
Yeah,
it's
you see, the NAM looks like an outlier already.
yeah, it does because it really barely has any storms at all. But then as we move along in time, you see those storms popping up, and yeah, now that shows a little bit of energy coming in, and those are some isolated cells. So this
Yeah,
this would be a QLCS. However, if you look, this is a great example. Do you see how those winds are more southerly, farther east of us? So that's the tornadic shear, where you have
yep,
those the southerly winds. But if you have west southwesterly winds, you're kind of already done with your shear. So that's about it.
exactly.
Hey, look, Dante's joining the crew. Yeah,
What's
we
up,
know.
big brother?
Yeah, I saw Dante. Oh, yeah, let's ask you this here. Here's a good question. Antonio asked, "What is your most accurate model, your go-to?" If
Okay, if we're talking short term, I usually like to look at the HRRR, which is one of the models that we just finished showing you guys. And if we're talking long term, I usually I usually tend to look at the European over the GFS. But if it's the tropics, then I'll do both.
he knows his
Those,
stuff.
those are
Yes,
my big three.
man, can't wait to get you on here. The HRRR is okay. Um, the Rufus used to be a fairly good model. Now
Yeah.
it's kind of the doofus model, if you will. It
I
used to
see
be
I
pretty
see
good.
that a lot of AR models are starting to come into play as well, but I don't have much experience with it just yet.
No, yeah, and you don't have experience with our graphics system either. We use Mac
Yeah.
from the weather company, but you're going to learn all about it, and you're going to learn all about the different intricacies. He's going to be making graphics. I can't wait, man. This guy, he's got his own YouTube channel. We'll be combining forces so we can stream on your YouTube channel. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Sounds
yes,
good.
sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna be kicking some tail. Let's check out this European model real quick. You talked about the European. Look
Did.
at the amount of energy with this system here. I'm going to bring it up. Check this out. This is just tremendous. And there you see that energy kicking out. And by the way, this trough is known as ejecting. And when it ejects, it's going to become negative tilt. Look at that. That's a big time negatively tilted
Oh,
trough.
yeah.
So look,
Powerful.
yeah. What do you think of that? That is just a huge long wave trough.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of spin in the atmosphere, right
Exactly.
above, right out front of where the colors are. I know we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, that's where you get the precipitation, right? It's out ahead of it. And so this shows 10 a.m. and you're thinking, oh, those storms might be right over Oklahoma City. Um, they'll probably be out way ahead of it. Now watch, I'm gonna zoom in here. Look at all these little tiny little disturbances. Each one of these can produce a thunderstorm, if you will.
Yep.
So there is my goodness. Now another thing too is that even though there might not be a tornado threat, we could still get some pretty strong winds. And
Oh, yeah, definitely.
QLCS tornadoes too. Oh yeah, Alex is talking about it swinging east on water vapor. Funny you mentioned that because I want to show you that here. So we're going to share the screen. We're going to share. Stand by here. I'm going to share this screen. So I think this, first of all, this is here's the water vapor. Let's bring it up here. You can see this energy that's starting to kick east. Do you see it on there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got it, Davion. We got it. Cool. So now we can analyze it both together. Yeah, here is that upper level energy. Look at the spin right here. I'm going to crank up the speed a little bit. There it is, starting to
Yep.
eject. Makes sense too, because there is a very large kicker system. And then look, already some storms starting to pop up in that dry air.
Yep. That was
So,
that cell we looked at earlier.
yep, that's the beginning stages, isn't it? Right there. So there's the energy. Another thing I like to look at, and this is I don't know if you use this tool, but I love this tool, the composite map.
Oh yeah.
And see, this is why I thought there's going to be training a little bit on the initial part for storms. As you can see, that energy swings out. So I know we're kind of getting a little bit off track. However, what I do want to do is I want to show you um, the timing. I got a really cool timing graphic that I think really breaks down exactly what's going to happen, and it lets people know, you know, without looking at all the future radar and all that stuff and all the computer models, this is actually our forecast, and it'll give you a really good idea as to when these storms are going to happen. So, this is what we got, and you let me know what you think about this, Davion.
Okay.
So already by like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, we got a 20% for that chance of precipitation. But
Yep.
looking at about 7 a.m., the storm chances ramp up to 40. Remember those little isolated storms?
Yep.
And it just keeps increasing in coverage and intensity. And I would go 100% for the chance of precipitation because every single square inch of the area is going to see rain. However, I don't want people to think 100% there's going to be, severe weather.
Yeah, severe weather. Yep. Don't want to sound misleading.
Yeah. Yeah. So in this case, since it's not just a slow soaker, widespread rain and all that stuff.
That's fair. Yeah, I agree. We saw those cells already firing off just west of Oklahoma City, and it's only about 11 o'clock here. So by 3, 4 a.m., we should start to see maybe some isolated cells. It may not be severe in nature, but by the time we get to the late morning into the afternoon hours, oh yeah, it's game time
I mean,
for severe weather.
there's no model that doesn't show storms. So Tiffany's asking right here, can you please tell me if you think Siloam will get rain from between 10 to 2? Absolutely. I'd be willing to, like I said, I'd be willing to make a pretty hefty bet on that.
Oh yeah.
Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we'll get back to this, and I'm going to bring up some different computer models. So this is the HRRR right here,
Yep.
and right here, look at this. This is thunderstorms that are rolling in. Now the time on this, it shows 18Z. 18Z before daylight saving time ends is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So you
Yep.
subtract 5 from 18, you get 13. 1,300 hours is 1 o'clock military time. So
Yep.
that's how you change the time. But look at the thunderstorms. That's 2 o'clock, and that's 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So yes, to answer your question, there will be storms, and also too, this will probably bring thunderstorms too, and that's 10 o'clock in the morning. So
Yep.
now that's just one model. Let's look at a different model. I do kind of like the new outlook, the new thing like this. So let's look at let's look at the HREF or excuse me, the WRF ARW. Yep, and see that has
Very.
storms.
Oh wow.
So there's not a single model that doesn't have thunderstorms. Let's look at the FB3, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you get the idea. Look at the training that it's got, and that's from that positively tilted trough, and then the thunderstorm activity moves east. Now, if we look at individual severe weather parameters, they're not impressive. The SIGTOR parameter, it shows up, it's real brief. You don't even see even yellows. And that's just because there's just too much energy. There can be too much lift with very little cap, and then you get thunderstorms everywhere. So
Yep.
let's look at the NSSL here, and then we'll go back to our precipitation. Then we'll look at the composite reflectivity. And there's another one. Look at that. That's 17. That's 18. That's 19. There's not a single model that doesn't show a crap ton of storms. Pardon my
Yeah,
language.
it's
At two,
that same time frame too.
I know. It's right during that time frame. That's why I don't think this Razorback game is going to happen on time. There will be quite a lengthy lightning delay.
Oh yeah.
On top of that, there's a lot of lightning as well. So do me a favor, people that are watching this live stream on Facebook, YouTube, whatever else you have. Let us know if you have some questions for Davion. I always like to do a little Q&A. So if you're just joining in, this gentleman that's with us is he is our newest meteorologist, Davion Huggins. So he actually starts here really soon.
Yep. Ask away.
Also, too, you got to see this. We got a little bit of something to show you here with some of the updates that we're doing on our stream. So we'll have to show you that here just a little bit. Whoops, sorry, pushed the wrong button there. But anyways, at the end we'll kind of give you an idea. So if you have any questions for Davion, let me know here. Can you see the comments as well, or no?
Yes. Now I can. Yes. I guess I was on the wrong tab.
Cool. Let's go back to Pivotal Weather. Is such a fun and useful website. People want to hear about the 8-ball. Here's Davion, a master's in meteorology, and they just want to hear the 8-balls for We'll bring out the 8-ball. Yep. We'll do that. I have an auction at 5 o'clock. There's going to be thunderstorms. Probably, though, the 5 o'clock time frame, I bet you a lot of the storms will be east of the coverage area. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It looks like that around between after 3 o'clock, still have some storms nearby, like we saw, especially some backside moisture. But for the most part, the severe threat should be at least east of our viewing area by then.
Yeah, I agree. Nope, I was in Benton County Jail. The big tornado ripped through Rogers. So there was I'm trying to think of the last time that a big storm system impacted a Razorback game like this, where we had thunderstorms, we had some really bad weather. I know the date, October 13th, 2012. That's one thing you'll learn about me, is that I can ramble off tornado dates like Rain Man, the old movie where the guy would know. Have you ever seen that movie, Rain Man?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yo, I love this. You've got some of my references. Jeopardy, 4 o'clock. No, I can rip off these tornado dates just because. Well, you've seen the archive radar data that we have, and October 13th, 2012. Here's the scenario: a line came in. The kickoff was at 6 o'clock. The storms rolled in about 8:30. So they played 3 quarters, and then they just trashed the rest of the game. But they were up 49-7 against Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
So they were just like, yeah, I think it's pretty much over. Razorbacks won, hands down. But they never played the fourth quarter. And at the time, people were in Razorback Stadium. There was a tornado that came through Rogers.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Here's Mason got a question. Have you seen a tornado? I know you saw that funnel cloud as a kid when you were driving, and it fascinated you. What about a tornado?
Actually, I want to say I've only gotten lucky with seeing funnel clouds. I've never actually seen, at least in person, a full-blown tornado. Maybe that'll change soon.
All right, I got you. I guess I didn't tick off Abby too much. She's still on here. She's Bell Lightning. But Abby asked, do you know how to call the hogs? I'm sure you do. You seem like you know sports and you know all that stuff. But maybe
put me on the spot there. I'm not sure.
That's all right. That's all right. Calling the hogs, pretty simple, pretty easy. But you just go big Stewie, and you do that 3 times, okay? But you got to hold the And it sounds really lame when my voice is all crackling and I can barely hear and I'm tapping the mic, but when you have 80,000 people doing it at once, it's pretty fun. And then it reverberates in the audio. You'll get to learn it. But on the third one, after you go, woo, see the camera, it's going up. It's even
Yeah,
all the
always,
hog. And then you go pig, suey, and then at the end you go Razorbacks.
okay.
Start clapping, and then they play the fight song.
I have
So
no choice but to go to a game.
yeah, you do. You got to go to the game. Probably not tomorrow though.
Yeah, probably not tomorrow.
Nope. All right. So you're not a storm chaser. So I've storm chased. In fact, I've seen 94 tornadoes in my life. 94.
Wow.
If you had to ask my favorite, if you did ask, and I don't think anybody did, but I'll tell you anyways. My favorite storm chase, I think, was Thedford, Nebraska, June 4th, 1999.
Okay.
That was a tornado that developed. It was a beautiful
Photogenic.
Wizard of Oz rope tornado like you would not believe. And in fact, I got a picture of it or a screen capture from a video. Okay, now keep in mind, this doesn't really the quality of this graphic is pretty trash, you know, because it's older. But watch this. We'll show you this. All right, stand by. Here is the Thedford Wizard of Oz tornado. Ooh, yeah.
Oh wow, that is photogenic.
Beautiful. So this was
That's when you were
two tornadoes at the same time. That's Highway 83. I was with my buddy Michael Armstrong, who works at Channel 5 in Oklahoma City, KOCO, and that was a pretty awesome tornado. That was an awesome supercell. Doesn't that look like the Wizard of Oz?
It does. It really does. That's one of the most photogenic tornadoes I've seen.
It was pretty awesome, and it produced like 6 tornadoes, and I've seen the best lightning show of my life. All right, here's a question from Jason. How many push-ups can you do?
Nonstop, without a break, I would say I could get maybe up to 50 or 60.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
nonstop.
Zach would be proud. Campo was pretty awesome. Campo, Colorado was nice, but the thing I didn't like about Campo is that I was with my good buddy Jason Boggs, and we got to see the tornado, but it was coming really close, and a lot of times we were driving away from it. So my video is me going, "Please stop, please stop, please stop." And so, but Campo. All right, I'll show you the camp. You ready to see the Campo, Colorado tornado?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's do that here. Let's remove this. Remove from studio. We'll go to image file. I've got a couple of them, but yeah, here you go. Here's Campo.
Ooh, stovepipe. Okay.
Oh yeah, big time stovepipe. And that's a vertical picture, so I'll go to.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. And you could see me videoing off of the distance. So that really wasn't even that was my buddy's photo as he was taking a picture of me. And then we'll show you one more here. There's one picture where this person took a really good. It's not my photo. Let's see here. This is someone else's photo. This is Dino Storm, but
Ooh,
that is our vehicle in the Ford.
yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So Campo was great, but as far as my favorite storm chase, definitely Thedford, Nebraska.
Okay.
So, anyways, enough about me. Any updates for tomorrow? Kenzie, I know we're just showing you pictures of tornadoes and all this stuff. Let's get back to the graphics here, and we'll show you that we do have the timing for storms, that it's going to be likely all the way through late morning into the early afternoon. All models are showing this. there's just really no uncertainty as to whether there will be storms or not. There will be storms. There's just no doubt. I mean, it will happen, and all the events, all
Uh-oh.
see in particular. Here's the we'll show you the 7-day forecast too. But look at the temperature drop. Oh yeah, after that front comes in, it'll just be a downhill trend all the way
Yeah,
to Sunday morning, and then our highs are going to be in the lower 60s. So we're looking at some cooler weather. There's no doubt about that.
that's 7 a.m. temperature. Whew.
I know. Get a little chill in the air. If you want to know about individual threats and the risks associated with them, this is what I've got, and you can let me know what you think. I'll pull this off here so you can see. We definitely have got tornadoes, large hail, high winds. Probably the damaging winds is going to be the greatest potential. Large hail, if there's isolated cells, you'd have bigger hail. The tornado threat is definitely on the lower end. And I was thinking of putting it even lower than that, but there's just a lot of wind shear and a lot of energy that can provide some surprises. So, all right, the Fayetteville Fizzle. Yeah, do you know about the Fayetteville Fizzle, Davion? This question is for you. Oh, did I lose the mic? Battery mic. There you go. You're on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Fayetteville Fizzle.
All right. Well, when you're here, I'll show you. Basically, it means that when storms come in, a lot of times they fizzle before they get here.
Ah,
We call it the Fayetteville Fizzle.
okay, okay. I see a lot of that back where I'm from too.
Yeah. Oh, I bet with the now how do you say those mountain ranges? Do you say Appalachians? Oh, your microphone kind of went in and out. You might be starting to lose battery. Yeah. You might be
Yeah.
losing battery.
I'm gonna check it out real quick.
All right, he's gonna go. Well, in the meantime, while he's on there, we're gonna remove him from the stage. But here's what we've got with those thunderstorm chances. We'll go back to the graphics here. And again, if you haven't seen the future radar, this is what we've got moving in. So you got thunderstorms that are popping up. Now, in fact, look at this, 2:30 in the morning. This is an example of how the models just don't analyze all the energy properly. Notice how that doesn't show any storms, but then we go here to Mega Doppler, and look, we've already got some development. And that's going to be pushing into Northwest Arkansas. It's not severe. It's got a little bit of lightning with it, but nevertheless, it's still some storms. So going back to this, we put this into motion and it doesn't even have those storms. So it could be underdone. But regardless, you look at the trends, you got a lot of storms popping up, and then clearly a lot of energy moves in. Now, what about the instability? Well, let's take a look at this with the Cape and the thunderstorms overlaid. So notice the instability cranks up during the late morning. I want to do that with the overlay. So let me go back over here. Here we go. This will give you an overlay. Davion, are you back? Thumbs up. We got you audio.
How do I sound?
Oh, yeah.
Sound good. Okay.
Switch out the battery.
Yeah, I have two microphones.
Oh, look at you, man. We got two here as well. The Bentonville bust. You got the Highfill hoax. You got the Centerton collapse. Okay. Dance Stuff Diva, we got you right here. This is so you can show the Cape again. So notice noon, 1, 2, that's a lot of storms. And look, there's a lot of instability. Now, here's the thing. If there's any cells that develop out ahead of that line, Davion, they're going to have the potential to rotate. There's just a lot of shear. But the models aren't really hinting at that. That doesn't mean that's not exactly what's going to happen. But, man, that is just that's a lot of energy.
Wicked. Notice the backside too. This particular yeah, HRRR, it's liking that backside moisture.
Yep. Now, I don't know 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I think there'll be storms. Remember, the models don't even have what's happening now, which has some lightning and thunderstorms. So, yeah, the Cape is there, as we mentioned, and you can see it lifting northward. So, I think this is a little underdone, to be honest with you. Let's go to We'll go to this model without the Cape, and we'll just show you the very most recent run. Look at this. This has see there's look at that. That's 11 right here. So remember
Yeah.
that comment that was asking about 9 a.m. to 11. And there's still going to be, I think, some thunderstorms. And then, man, yeah, it's right at the time of the game, too. South of I-40, literally every time. When should you head back to Peter Pender? Right now. Get to Peter Pender. That's a great place to live. So I just go now. Might as well. Peter Pender, by the way, is a real small community that's in southern Franklin County, but we got some really good people there.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Let's end this live stream with the 7-day, and then how people can keep up to date with all the latest information. What do you say?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Let's do it. Oh, and the 8-ball too. People want to hear about the 8-ball. We'll maybe bust out the 8-ball here. But here's a look at the 7-day forecast. So tomorrow, I think we hit mid-70s, and then we get into the mid-60s, maybe even low 60s, honestly, Sunday. I was contemplating going 63, but it might warm up a little bit. So Monday, 43. Look at the low on that day. Nice and cool. Next week, we got mid-60s to upper 60s and the lower 70s Thursday and Friday with rain and storm chances. So, yeah, fall weather arrives. The reason I say that is because, well, Monday, it warms up a little bit before that next system rolls in. And there's a reason for that. I'll show you. But there's the River Valley forecast as you check that out. And temperatures won't be quite as cool. So what's going on with this system on Monday? Why are the winds picking up? Well, we'll show you as that energy swings through. That's going to be the end of it. Now there's that next system. You can see it off to the northwest. It mainly misses us to the north, but it does increase the winds a little bit. And then notice this little guy that's been churning out there. This is a giant cutoff low. That cutoff low will finally get a kick, which, by the way, the GFS, I don't know if you knew this, but the GFS Davion was having that come through on Monday, and I'm like, yeah, right. That's going to be.
That's a long way out.
It didn't make any sense meteorologically because there was no cutoff, there was no kicker system, there was nothing to kick it east, and so we were looking at that, and I was just like, oh, why is that kicking out? There's nothing to kick it out. Now next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yes, that there is going to be something that kicks it out. And that's a slow-moving system. So we got a lot of rain Thursday and Friday. And here's a look at that model showing, again, those rain and storm chances next week. Not necessarily severe, but I think definitely some rain and thunderstorms that are going to be possible. All right, Davion, you were a part of the Weather Call Next Gen call. Remember?
Yes.
So we're going to take a look here at this is how you can keep up with the latest weather information. This is called Weather Call Next Gen. And I would right now take a screenshot of your phone, and then you can go to weathercallservices.com/KNWA NextGen because this is a great service. And it's really only one of the few services that allows what are called hyperlocal alerts. I mean, we're talking you're either in the polygon or you're out. And this will tell you if you're in it, and it'll give you peace of mind. It's almost like set it and forget it. There is a minimal fee, but think about this, Davion, just a little over $12 a year. Now think about that. I went and got a Subway sandwich with the coupon, and you make it a meal deal, and you're $12 already. It's like, this is something that will provide you safety, and it'll be me calling you, telling you, hey, a thunderstorm is confirmed with a tornado, like that. Like that's some pretty serious stuff.
Yeah,
And
life-saving weather alerts.
yep, and it'll be for your location, for your house. So now Cheryl might be talking about what's constantly scaring you is our weather app. Now, our weather app is also a great thing to have because we'll continue to keep you updated. In fact, Josh will be in here soon as we're watching these storms tomorrow morning. But here's a look at how you can keep up with the latest on that. You've got the weather app. This is your weather update to help. So now what's this? You tried and it won't recognize your address? Huh. You have to let me know about that. So you can see live streaming weather coverage, instant weather alerts, updated severe weather threats and timing. And we got a lot of people that say weather call is great. It is good. Weather app is good. Davion, I don't know if you have it downloaded. We'll get you downloaded with that. We're gonna get you set up, man. Unless you already got it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the weather app. Yes, I have.
You are an A+ student. Look at that. I like it. And I think that about does it, man. I think we're gonna shut down this stream in 5 minutes. We'll do an hour. In the meantime, should we do the 8-ball?
Yes.
Let's do it. And thank you, Donna. I saw you sent a DM. Oh, yeah. See, it's not gonna follow me. Anybody can get weather call anywhere, Joseph. You can get weather call all across the country. Absolutely, it's everywhere. So we'll swing over here. We'll get the old 8-ball out. Oh, it's hiding. Doesn't want to come out. All right, Davion, I'll let you ask the question.
Okay.
What should we ask the 8-ball?
Does Arkansas Razorbacks pull off the upset? Do they pull off the upset tomorrow?
All right, that's a good one. I like that. I'll start off with a sports update. Will the Arkansas Razorbacks pull off an upset tomorrow? As I see it, yes.
All right. Maybe the weather is on our side.
Or does the upset mean that the game won't even be finished? Or will it be a late game? That was too many questions. Will there be a delay in the Razorback game tomorrow? How about that?
Oh, yeah.
You may rely on it. Yep.
And that we are.
On it. That's what it says. All right.
Let's
ask the tough ones. Will there be a tornado in our weather coverage area at any time tomorrow, Saturday, October 18th? You got to be exact, Don't count on it. I'm telling you, this thing is amazing. Davion,
heard it here.
We hired you, but we almost went with the 8-ball. That is a good question. Do you like Baja Blasts from Taco Bell?
Yes, I do.
This guy's gonna really fit in. Applause, absolutely. Hey, real quick, I want to show you something here. One more question. Will there be flash flooding tomorrow? Outlook good. Telling you, it's on point right there. The 8-ball is cracking away. So here's what I wanted to show you real quick, Davion. This is pretty cool, but this right here is what we're kind of doing to enhance our weather stream. So check this out. We've got a view of the alerts. We got a view of some of the things that are going on. And so there's a lot of stuff that you'll see here where things will scroll across the bottom of the screen. You'll have a moving map. You'll be able to see all the weather graphics in the middle. and then on the right-hand side, it'll relay all the warning information.
Oh, I
So,
like that.
yeah, that looks pretty slick. So that's going to be some of the updates that we're going to implement slowly over time, and I can't wait. So that'll be good. Baja Blast is a go. We can still be called the Baja Blast Bros. Now, just to let you know, we're also adding another addition to the weather team, Davion.
Okay. Okay.
So we got another addition. I know you already know, but Aleshli is going to be joining the team in early November. So we've got a female that is also from North Carolina, and
Oh,
Aleshli Collins. She's awesome. So we've got a full weather team. We're staffed. We're ready to go again, and I'm ready to train and teach you guys, train you guys in the way you should go. When you're old, you won't depart from it, as I like to say. So,
I'm looking forward to it.
and this is the tie I'm wearing today, in case you're wondering. So I got this lightning tie, but tomorrow, I don't know. I don't think the tornado tie is coming on, but I think there will be lightning. Oh, and by the way, there's going to be a tie meter too. So be ready for that. You'll get to see,
Okay. Okay.
according to the forecast, looking at the different ties. So should be fun. Should be fun. There's some storms firing. I know. We've been looking at it, Michael. And by the way, the models don't have that at all.
Yeah.
Go,
Models are actually underdoing that.
yeah, look at that. A lot of stuff firing up.
Yeah, that tiny cell isn't so tiny anymore. They're going
Yep.
just south of Tulsa. Yep.
All right, guys. Well, guess what? We're up to 1 hour. That's our live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Davion, thanks for joining the whole time. Your smile is infectious, by the way.
Thank you.
People are gonna love you. They already do. They're already spreading the love, and people will be able to see this. And we didn't have a single angry face. How about that? That's
I
pretty
love it. I love it. I love the area. Glad to be here.
I hope not. I hope we don't pull out the snow tires, man. This is what I said. I hope not. Okay, guys. So, real quick recap as we wrap it up here. Thunderstorms likely tomorrow, especially morning, late morning thunderstorms, additional storms. The worst of it will be early afternoon. Josh Rugger will be here. He'll do another live stream. We'll keep you updated. If it gets real bad, I'm coming in, and yeah, we'll be ready to go. All right, Davion, we'll see you, man. We will see you on Monday when we got about 140 kids in the studio. So,
looking forward to it.
that ought to be fun. Hey, the lights went out, so that tells me they're playing me out. They're shutting me out. All right, guys. Well, take care. Have a good one. You'll be seeing a lot of this tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Have a good one.